Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing the Lange Söhne Lange 1 time zone in Platinum. You can see this 3-day power reserve Platinum World Time watch and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Platinum Lange 1 time zone. Now, when it debuted in the mid-2000s, the Lange 1 time zone took the case of the Grand Lange 1 and added an all-new caliber that combined the 3-day manual winding power reserve and the outsized date with a unique world time setup much like Jaeger-LeCoultre's geographic mechanism. Now, the watch retains to this day the original Grand Lange 1 case size, so it's not the 40.9, it is the 41.9 for impressive wrist presence and here in Platinum, impressive heft. So 41.9 across the round of the case from 9 to 3, not including the crown or the pusher adjusters on the 9 o'clock side. The watch is reasonably svelte considering the complication at 11.6 millimeters thick with a generously domed bezel. This one slides easily underneath a dress cuff. Now, from lug to lug, a grand watch, but not a cartoonishly proportioned watch. 50 millimeters across the wrist means that if you can wear a 40 millimeter contemporary Rolex Submariner or GMT with a bracelet, you'll have absolutely no trouble wearing this with excellent security and proportion. I would say the lower limit for wearing this watch would be a oval profile 14 centimeter circumference wrist, and it does have impressive heft thanks to the Platinum construction. Now, you'll see the strap is substantial, medium rectangular scale alligator leather in black. You can see a monotone stitch and a folded edge on the underside, quite supple calf skin, and then you have the platinum pin buckle to match the platinum watch. There's a subtle step to its flank. It has a little bit of a facet, and then the real standout feature is the retaining bar. So if you have a small wrist like mine and you tend to buckle a watch down to one of the last 2 or 3 perforations, the retaining bar prevents the strap from getting pinned on the pin, making it easier to remove if you do happen to strap down your watch quite securely. Now, the other features that I love to call out are those that are germane to the Lange 1 family. The dramatic step between lug and case band gives them a sort of modular sculptural quality, each in its own right, that I like. Sometimes a blended lug, as on a Calatrava or an IWC Portuguese, can be handsome and elegant, but Lange, every Lange, no matter how progressive, has a little bit of a vintage air about it, and for that reason, I like the fact that these lugs are individually expressed with a sharp cleft between them in the case band. The watch also has contrast between the satin finish of the case band and the polish of the bezel as well as the case back. You'll also note the attention to detail as the flanks of the pusher adjusters have a satin finish to match the case. Turn the watch over, and you can see it is a handsome composition of well-rendered grayscale. High contrast in spite of the use of silver on silver on silver. The bottom line is that the first thing that grabs you and the standout feature of the dial is the world time reference ring. Now, you have 24 cities representing the 24 principal time zones. Obviously, there are more, but for our purposes, we're going to go with 24 principals. Now, my time zone is US East Coast, so you can see at the reference time zone dial, next to the small white gold applied index, you can see New York. That's where I am. Now, I've synchronized my current time with my travel time, and what I do is, whatever city I want to keep tabs upon, I place it next to that white gold index. So using the pusher adjuster that is at approximately 8 o'clock on the case band, as I travel, let's say I want to go to London, you can see how or I want to keep track of London, you can see how I now have the time for London, and it made that adjustment automatically. There's a module that does the math for you. You also have an AM, PM, or I should say a night-day indicator with 2 semicircles, 1 light, 1 dark, and you have the same for your local time zone. Also, Note the German sense of humor with Berlin replacing Paris on the reference ring. Now, the watch has a opaline finish about the dial, which is handsome matte metallic. It doesn't have the explosive grain of a sunburst, but it does have a nice warm glow, as you can see in the light of my light box. The hands are alpha style, and they're beautifully pinched at their center, so they're a little bit more delicate and elegant than the heavier Dauphine style. White gold with white gold appliques about the primary hour and minute style, and a white gold frame for the oversized date, and it does feature a pusher adjuster right here. Now, many people have been perplexed by this watch over the years because, as you can see, I had everything synchronized, and if I return to New York, I go around the world in 80 seconds, you'll see how everything synchronizes once more. Okay, but a lot of folks will get these two dials out of sync and they will not remember how they did it. So yes, you can decouple the two, and the way you do it is, let's say I want Rio de Janeiro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Caracas, the city just before Rio, and now it's moved into position. I'm going to do this one more time. So see, I line up Caracas, then I push the adjuster down, and I pull the crown out. Now, I turn the crown. Hang on here. Requires a little bit of dexterity. But while I still have the pusher adjuster depressed, I turn the crown clockwise. See what I'm doing right there? I'm cycling the local time while the hour hand on the reference time is staying stationary. That's how you decouple the reference time from the city's ring. Remember that, because a lot of folks will own this watch for years and never figure that out. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's talk about the features that really set this apart from the Lange 1. Obviously the size, obviously the travel time functionality, but also the finish of the movement. Here's a rare and special case of twin hand engravings on a Lange caliber. Now this is the caliber L031. It was designed specifically for this watch. It's 34 millimeters in diameter, and as you can see, it has the same German silver, that nickel copper zinc alloy that's beautifully unplated and golden. Now if you want to know what I'm comparing it to, I'm comparing it to rhodium plated brass, and here's an example of that on an IWC. Nicely done, but this is warmer. This evokes the pocket watch heritage of a Lange Söhne. You can also see how the hand-engraved cock for the intermediate wheel is actually more visible and easier to appreciate than that on the balance cock, which is, start that back up again, which is buried underneath a black polished swan's neck fine adjustment device. You can see everything that turns black is black polished, poly noir, the highest standard of optical finish. Tech specs real quick, you can see that I had the watch hacked with the crown withdrawn. You can stop the balance, halt the seconds, and precisely synchronize to a reference time. So the watch also featuring the quick set adjuster for the date mechanism right here, as pleasing to touch and operate as a fine column wheel chronograph. Now you'll note that there is a 3/4 style bridge. This is another styling element designed to evoke pocket watches, and twin mainspring barrels provide the watch with its 72 hours of full wind autonomy, the balance oscillating at 21,600 vibrations per hour. You can see the jewels of the pivots actually set in chaton fixed by screws. Yet another love letter to the pocket watch era, and beautifully finished wheels with a gorgeous graining, and you can see this beautifully florid, almost poetic curved spoke pattern that Lange has employed. Everything about this movement is not just designed to be mechanically superb, but aesthetically just as good. Now when I turn it off axis like this and away from the light, you can see how the edge of the cocks and the bridges are lighting up. That's because of the mirror polished anglage executed by hand. This is not a machine finished movement in any respect. There are even some polished screws to remind you that Lange has two different types of screws. Blued screws that are used for assembly of components, for fixing them in place, and polished screws that denote those screws used to regulate the mechanism. That's for your watchmaker, but it's also beautiful to behold. A handsome watch, a little bit of a cerebral watch with the way you operate the decoupling mechanism for the reference time. This is a phenomenal dress option, a sporty all-arounder, a travel watch, perhaps even your only watch, because this is a watch that does it all. See it and own it on our website.